Welcome to James Journal. My name is Jamie and I'm about to be a traditionally published author. My debut novel, Rosie, is coming out in just a few short days, so by the time you're seeing this video, Rosie is probably already out in the world. Rosie is about a high school senior named Avery who is navigating her senior year of high school, and she's extremely anxious about college, and she's started dating this boy, her very first boyfriend, and she also has a best friend named Rosie, who is the titular character of the novel. And Rosie is a good friend, but she's started to become very toxic. Her and Avery's relationship is kind of falling apart, and Avery is having to navigate all of the stressful things that come with being on the cusp of adulthood, but she doesn't have to do it alone. She is navigating the start of adulthood with the help of her beloved childhood toys. So lately, when I've been describing Rosie, I describe the book as a cross between Toy Story and Wicked. I think the friendship between Glinda and Elphaba is similar to Avery and Rosie's friendship, and just that beautiful girlhood and that beautiful loyalty is there. And Toy Story, because Avery gets guidance from her childhood toys as she tries to figure out how to become an adult. So today, with Rosie just being a few days away from taking her first steps into the world, I just really wanted to take a few minutes to talk about the cover. I know they say not to judge a book by its cover, but let's face it, when you're seeing a book on the shelves, the first thing that you're going to look at is the cover. And your first opinions about the book, without knowing anything about it aside from the title and the cover, is that, the cover. So whether we like it or not, the cover is a very important aspect of the book, especially when you're talking about marketing and all that kind of thing. So I really wanted to dive a little deeper and look at my cover because I was an English major. I got my bachelor's degree in English literature from SDSU. Since I was an English major, I've always loved analyzing things, well, overanalyzing things if I'm being quite honest. So I thought it would be so much fun to do that with my own book cover. Let's get into it. This is my book cover. It was designed by Ashley of Redbird Designs. I'll put a link down in the description if you want to take a look at her work, but she is very skilled. Let's just go through it step by step. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the kind of details in the background of the book cover. So there are some rose graphics that are kind of faded and just kind of mingling in the background. And this is very significant in the novel, even though it's such a subtle thing. It just brings out Rosie's name. So Rosie is obviously named after roses, you know, the rose, the flower. And this is very significant to her, to Rosie's character, because she is very much like a rose. Avery thinks this about her, she talks about it in the novel, but Rosie is a beautiful character, she's a kind character, but she also comes with thorns, and that makes her more prickly, a bit sharp and sharp-tongued, and a little bit abrasive at times too. And this is true with anybody, with every person I would say, but especially true with Rosie. I think the rose very much signifies her character in a very deep and potent way. So I love that detail. The colors are great too, just this soft pink color, this like kind of magenta for the title. I just thought that it gives it a very whimsical feel and a very innocent feel, and this is a story about growing up, but it's also a story about girlhood and innocence. So I thought that the colors really captured that. If you look closely, there are these kind of particle patterns, these little dots that make kind of a texture in the background as well. And to me, they kind of looked like pixie dust, kind of just give it that extra magical feel. And that is important because my novel, Rosie, is a magical realism novel, and that tiny bit of touch of magic that comes from the childhood toys guiding Avery into adulthood is, I think, comes out in just that little touch of magical detail there. Now the huge thing, obviously, the main part of the cover, the star of the show, is the two girls on the front. And I love that they're backs are facing the camera, and because you can't see their faces, it's easier to put yourself in their shoes. It's easier to put yourself into the character's shoes and to imagine yourself as that character. It makes them a lot more relatable when they don't have a face to them. So that was really cool. But I also obviously love the deep symbolism of the braided hair, that the girls' hair is being braided together. This is just a beautiful symbol to me and very much speaks to what the book is about. It may seem like just a bonding thing on the surface, like how sweet, like their hair is braided together, they must be so close, they're literally attached on the book cover. But it definitely goes a lot deeper than that, because there's also kind of an edge to this image, because it's a sweet image, but it's also a little bit odd, I would say, and that is definitely the point in this. It's a little bit just slightly unsettling, just a little bit strange. Like having your hair braided to someone else's probably wouldn't be the most comfortable thing. It really speaks to the layers of Rosie and Avery's relationship, because as innocent and sweet as their relationship could be, it's also not just that. There is tension in their relationship, there is some ugliness, there's fear, there's jealousy, there's all that stuff. I think the braided hair really hints at that as well. But yeah, just a few more details here. Obviously the little subtitle there, what we carried as children can still carry us now. That obviously is a big part of the book, but a huge part of this novel is holding on to childhood even through adulthood, and that's something that I think is really difficult to swallow when you're just becoming an adult, when you're getting ready for college, when you're turning 18, when your whole life is changing. And it's tempting, I think, to try and just dive right into it and to try and grow up really fast and to prove to everyone else that we can grow up and that we can make it in the world. But I think it's very easy to forget that pieces of our childhood are very important and shaped who we are, but they can also continue to shape us as we move forward. That's also obviously a really important part. I'm getting a little emotional talking about all this. Let's look at the back real quick. I didn't think I would love it like almost as much as the front, but I actually do. I love everything from the sweet, playful font, and the rose motifs continue in the background, obviously. They're a lot more clear on the back without the distraction of the main image. But yeah, I'll let you guys, if you guys want to read the blurb, the synopsis there, you can just pause it or whatever. I just love how it all came together. It just looked very clean, very sweet. So yeah, that is Rosie's cover. It really did come out beautiful, and I really do deeply believe that it captures what the book is about. So like I said before, Rosie is most likely out in the world already by the time you're seeing this video, and I just am so excited. I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I did writing it. I'll put links in the description to where you can buy Rosie, where you can continue to follow my journey on my website, and even to my newsletter, so you guys can always be the first to know what I'm up to and what stories I have cooking up. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please do go read Rosie, go follow her and Avery's journey, and thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for all the support. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next James Journal video.